everybody, it's WowBiz Weekly right here on WowBizTV.com. My name is Lynn Hinderrocker. It's a joy to have you here as we head into the third and fourth quarter of 2012. We've got some great guests. We've got 4 guests for you today. This is how you stay informed, stay on top of what's really happening in the Omaha, Nebraska community. But this is also a place to make connections and to absorb new ideas. This can actually shape your agenda, whether you're a student, folks we have in the audience right now, or whether you're a senior or veteran executive. All kinds of ideas are floating through WowBiz Weekly, ideas that can give you energy and focus, trajectory and velocity. That's what WowBiz is all about. Now, my first guest is a gentleman, I can't wait to introduce you to him. He's a member of Vistage, the world's largest CEO networking group. It's a very elite group of people, and he certainly deserves to be in the middle of that group. He runs a very interesting organization here in town, the Goodwill Industries Organization. You might already have heard about Frank McGree. He's definitely a leader. He's all over the place, and he's leading a committed, engaged employee workforce. Please welcome to WowBiz Weekly, Mr. Frank McGree, ladies and gentlemen, right now. Hey, Frank. Pleasure to see you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me on the set here at WowBiz. You know, I have to tell you that there's nothing more interesting to me and frankly, many people than transformation and change, all right? Mm-hmm. And you're such a stable leader, a classic patriarchal leader, but you have led Goodwill Industries through quite a metamorphosis the last several years. Why don't you tell us, you got the 3 divisions and so on and so forth. Lay it out for us real quick.
I'm a 32-year Goodwill guy, and I've been in the not-for-profit world my entire life.
Yeah.
I'm exposed to Goodwills all around the world, particularly in the United States. So you see the opportunities that are out there.
Right.
I don't know that we have done anything that's brand new.
Yeah.
I mean, we're innovative to some degree.
Yes.
But we really follow what some of the leaders within the Goodwill movement do.
Okay, so you're keeping an eye, you're networking with other executive directors. Right. And did some of them talk to you about, hey, you know, we're upscaling our Goodwill stores and we're doing a different spin on the branding of the stores and so on? That's one of the things. Tell me about that a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Our lifeblood is our donated material, so we have to have that in order to sell it. We really don't have too much trouble selling it once we get it.
Yes.
So we want to make sure that we're in the right locations of the city, and we want to make sure that we're offering a convenient service when we are there.
Yeah.
So when you come to make a donation at one of our retail stores, for example, you're met by an individual, and they're friendly, and they're ready to give you a receipt and send you on your way as fast as they can. You
know, I have to tell you, as somebody who is in the branding industry, I have to compliment you. I think the thrift stores rebranding is one of the most effective rebranding campaigns I've ever seen. That's right. That is really true. I've seen a lot. I've created a lot. I know people that can easily afford to go to West Omaha and shop at some of the high-end specialty stores. Mm-hmm. And I swear to God, they go to your stores first.
It's fun, that's why.
I cannot believe it. And they come back looking fabulous. I'll see them out at a restaurant or a club sometime. They're looking good. And I'll compliment them briefly. I'll say, hey, you look great tonight. And they'll say, you know what? I got all of this at Goodwill. Yeah. And I can't believe it.
We want them to say, I got all of this at Goodwill.
and not say it secretively,
yeah,
right?
Right.
Yeah. Now, you have a couple other divisions. Tell me about those. We know the retail side. What else is going on?
Yeah, most people know the retail side of our business. 2 other operating divisions in Omaha. One is a federal contracts service division. So we employ people with severe disabilities and we have 5 federal contracts in the Lincoln and Omaha metropolitan area. They're service contracts. We're a major custodial firm in Omaha.
I didn't know that.
So we clean 4 million square feet of office space every day at Offutt Air Force Base and the Zorinsky Building and the Denny Building and other locations.
Does Steve Jordan know this? He should do a story about that. I didn't know if he knew this or not. This was a secret to me.
He's done stories about it.
All right.
Very appreciative.
And what about the training and the vocational training thing? I think that is such a compassionate and interesting service.
Well, Goodwill's mission is to help people find jobs, and most people are really unaware of that. They know of the retail stores.
Right.
We do work with funding from the federal government, from state and local governments to help us provide job training for people with disabilities. School districts, we work with probably 11 different school districts in the metropolitan area.
I had no idea.
People with special education and special education programs. And we get them kind of just before they graduate from high school to get them out and get them into the workforce.
Wow, what an admiral. How about a round of applause for that mission? You know, you just keep plugging away for 32 years doing all this great stuff, and I'm not sure. I think you kind of blend into the background sometimes. We're not actually sure exactly what you're doing. Well, I want to congratulate you on pulling these three things together, transforming the retail side. I don't care what you say. To me, that's a powerful rebranding project. I want to thank you for doing that, and great to see you again.
Thanks, Lynn.
I'll see you at the next Vistage meeting. Frank McGree, ladies and gentlemen, right here. We'll be right back on Wild Biz Weekly. Thanks very much. Thank you. Hi, everybody. This is Wild Biz Weekly. Incredible show brought to you in part by Creighton University and their College of Business Administration. We're so grateful to them. We're meeting right here at the Mastercraft Building. The Halo Institute is a portion of that building right there on North 13th Street. We're in the heart of revitalization here in Omaha, Nebraska. It's my pleasure to have you, and I've got a great live audience from Creighton. Say you-hoo, you guys. Say it up. Say it up. There we go. Oh, you love these people?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I want to introduce you here to a lady who is, I admire. She doesn't even know this, by the way. You know, independent shops and stores, retail particularly, have had a tough going. Walmart, you know, all of them come along. Then there's Amazon, all these online vendors. It's not easy to be an independent shop of any sort. The Bookworm Bookstore has been over in Countryside Village around 87th and West Center Road here in Omaha. Pacific, thank you. And done a fabulous job, become one of my favorite bookstores over the years. And my guest today, and I'm going to ask you to applaud her and welcome her, is Ellen Scott. She's with the Bookworm. Thank you very much. And I know you're in charge of the children's department?
Yes, I am.
So you're downstairs down there with
Yes,
the
I am.
kids? And
Yes.
it's fun down there. I check out and I sneak down sometimes.
Oh,
actually.
good. Yeah. Well,
I'm up in the.
you don't have to sneak. You can
I'm
just
in the
come.
business department, but when nobody's looking, I go down and watch, hang out with the kids. Right.
Right.
Hey, listen. I know you belong to the what's it called? The Independent.
Omaha Local Independent Business Alliance.
Very interesting.
Yes.
And you know we're going to be talking about By the Big O shortly. So I mean, it's all about local Omaha, and
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
Right. Now tell me. What do they do? They had a cash mob, quote unquote, recently at Woolner's grocery store.
Right.
They've done it a couple other times. What's a cash mob? Do I need to be in the middle of this? I could use some
Sure.
cash.
We love to have everybody come to cash mobs.
All right.
A cash mob, they've been done all over the country.
Yes.
They are primarily to get people into local independent businesses, to highlight that business as its importance in the community.
Yes.
And to get people to spend a little money. The rules of the cash mob are that you spend $20, meet 3 new people, and have fun.
Spend
And
$20.
that's it.
I like those rules.
Yeah.
We should have that be for Wild Biz Weekly. We should do the same thing.
Right.
There's nothing to buy here exactly, but
Well.
they could leave the $20 at the door as they leave,
Oh, right,
right? Or
right,
something
right.
like
Yeah,
that.
they could do that.
We have coffee
Yeah.
and pastry. All right, well, that's very interesting. And how many people show up for these things?
Well, we've the first one we did at the Bookworm, and it was a small but devoted group. The second was at Candy Wrappers out on 123rd and Center, and it was 105 that day, so there weren't a whole lot of people that wanted to buy chocolates.
my goodness, yeah.
But it was a really successful, good event,
Yes.
and the media has been very kind to us and have covered all of our cash mobs. The third one was at Woolner's, and we think there were about 50 people there.
Ooh.
But it was hard to keep track because they were all over the store.
coming and going,
It's a
that's
big,
right.
It's a big store.
Now, was it the one at 67th and Center or
Yes,
the one right
the
on
one in
Dodge Street?
Exarban.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
very good. I bet Mike was pretty happy about this.
Yeah, he was.
Is he a member? I mean, you have to be a
Yes.
member before
we,
you can.
We are primarily cash mobbing members of OLIBA.
Sure.
Our goal in OLIBA is to highlight and promote and educate the public about the importance of shopping or patronizing local independent businesses.
Yeah.
And retail and restaurants.
Not the least of which should be the Bookworm Bookstore, right?
Well, right. But
Absolutely.
But the whole point is to educate the public about the importance of of these local independent businesses to our community. Because
Yes.
if our community becomes all chains and everybody's shopping online, there's nothing in the community.
Yeah, it becomes it becomes efficient, but not necessarily whimsical. The quality of life deteriorates.
Right. And you're
Becomes
losing a
transactional.
certain amount of local sales tax money. You're
Right.
losing a certain amount of local individuality.
Yes.
You're losing a lot.
The culture.
So, yeah, the culture
But it's
of
an
a community.
intangible thing, you know what I'm saying?
is,
And a lot of
it
people
is.
have difficulty. They're left brain, they hang out in that side of the brain. They have difficulty fully appreciating these intangible qualities.
Right.
Thank you, Ellen Scott, so much.
Thank
Listen,
you
I want to ask
very
you a question now. Can we talk about maybe the group could come here? Maybe we could have them be part of the taping or be part of the event here.
Oliva?
Yes.
Sure,
Wouldn't that be
sure.
fun?
Yeah.
And fun is the most
I
important.
could
Let's
get-
lead with fun.
Yes.
All right, Ellen Scott,
Okay,
thank you
you.
so much for
Thank
joining
you.
me. We'll be back in a few minutes, talk about real estate coming right up. Stick with us. Thank you. Real estate has been at the beginning, the middle, and the end of our country's problems the last 4 or 5 years, but I got a solution today. Thanks for joining me. My name is Lynn Hinderrocker, and I'm proud to be the host and producer of Wild Biz Weekly. I'm here with a couple of real estate experts in the Omaha, Nebraska area. They're going to fill us in on what's going on with the real estate trend, because we're going through a very interesting period or phase right now. So my first guest, I got two of them together. They're part of the same dialogue, all right? That's the deal there. So we got a gentleman from Alliance Real Estate. He's the new president of the Omaha Board of Realtors, right?
Correct,
Am I saying
yes.
that correctly? So I want you to please welcome Mr. David Matney right here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Pleasure to have you, David.
Thank you, Bill.
You bet. And then we're going to do another applause. We're going to say hello to Mr. PK. Is it Capone?
Yes, it is, exactly.
I can't believe I said that correctly. From American National Bank. He's the banker. We've all been wondering, what are these bankers doing? What's their plan? What's their whole notion and their mindset about real estate? Why can't we get financed? What do we do about getting into a home? Please welcome PK Capone, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So, David, there was a story in the Omaha World Herald the other day. Of course, Steve Jordan was here earlier, so we got to mention them. And it talked about the trends, the statistics. Break it down for us. Just kind of get down to the bottom line. What's going on with the real estate market here in the Omaha area right now?
Well, right now we've seen an increase in the number of sales. We're up 17% over last year.
Ooh, double-digit growth finally?
And in terms of price, our average price has also gone up about 4%.
Really?
Okay, and the days on market for homes that are on the market
Shortening?
has decreased
Wow.
from 73 days last year to 66 days.
66 days. Not
Right.
too bad. Couple
No,
months.
Right.
Right.
So,
Outstanding. Those are very encouraging. Now, those are three, as we said, encouraging statistics. Has there been anything else? How does that compare to the last quarter, maybe 6 months ago or whatever? I mean, is this a dramatic turnaround, or is it just kind of a continual, gradual ebbing up?
it's moving up, and we've the whole country's experienced the past couple of years.
Terrible.
It's been rough, but
Terrible.
the Omaha market is good and stable. So,
Yeah, wonderful. That's good news. Thank you for sharing that with me. And I'm going to come back and ask you a little bit about real estate agents and their careers in 2 seconds. But I want to turn over here to PK. PK, banks have been considered in some cases, the barriers. And at first they were considered the reason why we're in trouble, mortgage salesmen and so on. And then the last year or two, the regulators have gotten super tough. So now, unless you have A+ credit and a ton of collateral, you can't get into a home at all or borrow anything. What's changed? Tell me about what's happening in your world.
What's happening in my world is I've been doing these mortgage loans since 1994.
Yes.
And so I've seen changes, things happen, come and go.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm sitting here with you being excited to talk about real estate, and here's why. We have opportunities for young people, first-time home buyers, move-up home buyers,
Yes.
people to refinance. The opportunities are there to take advantage, starting with interest rates.
Yeah.
Can you
Huge.
believe it? Three
What is it?
something. When I quote an interest rate, it's all in the threes, whether it's 15 years, 30 years, whatever. Threes. That has never been.
No, that has never been.
So-
Is it 30-year conventional mortgage? Is that typically what people are still talking about, or has that
Yes,
changed?
that is a staple. That is the most popular. There are many reasons why
Yes,
go
yes.
that route.
Yeah,
And as we came here, Dave and I saw that one of the questions was, what's with this down payment? Why is it so big?
Yes.
Is it? It starts with 20%. That's ideal.
Yes.
But people have other options too. 15% down, 10% down, 5% down.
Now we're talking.
as low as 3.5% down. And I'd be amiss if I didn't mention, how about $1,000 to get into a house?
How about a round of applause for PK? Right on that. $1,000 down payment? It feels like it's 2005 right now.
First-time home buyers, they're sitting right here. Would you guys hurry up and graduate? Let's go.
Let's get on to it. Start
$1,000.
earning some money, right?
Yes,
They can become real estate agents over here, knocking down those big commissions.
Seriously,
Right,
yeah. So
okay.
we have opportunities. The difference is this. The guidelines were very loose several years back,
Yes,
and I
right.
was in it.
Yes.
I was a good guy, but the guidelines were loose, so it was really easy to get the loans.
Yes.
It's not hard. It takes just a little bit of education and know-how. How do you get that? You get that by talking to someone like me. There are a lot of quality lenders in our town. There
This
really
is such an
'Cause they're my
uplifting
friends.
interview. I was prepared to hear, well, Lynn, it's another flat quarter, we got those regulators are in our offices every other month, making sure that we don't make bad loans.
No,
But
no,
this
sir.
the tonality is completely
No,
different.
that's why, if I can quote Tim Tebow, sorry, I'm excited to tell you about this. Even if I'm not in New York, I'm excited to tell you about the opportunities to purchase homes. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, like I said, move-up buyer, or perhaps you want to invest in real estate.
Yes.
Buy investment property. It's all there.
Yes.
The difference is this. I wanted to make sure we say this. The difference is the guidelines were very liberal.
Yes.
Now, you just have to, everything you say to a person like me at application,
Yes.
it will be verified.
Good. Good. Well, let's verify this. That's right. Listen, we've got a great show coming up here. We've got a couple more interviews to do. So you've delivered the gem of the day, all right? I think seriously, from a pragmatic point of view, there's hope and optimism. We can get into a house. I haven't really heard this tonality for several years. So I want to welcome David Matney, PK Capoon. Thank you so much for delivering the message, man. Appreciate it. Good to see you. We'll be right back with Wild Biz Weekly, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Wild Biz Weekly. I'm Lynn Hinderrocker, and we have a special guest here today because there's a special event coming up here in Omaha inside the local business community. The Buy the Big O Show has become a tradition. It's where all kinds of interesting relationships are formed and often extended. So I want to thank you all for joining me, and I want to say special thank you to my old friend, Mr. Larry Gomez from the Chamber of Commerce, everybody, right here. That's right. There is nobody that knows more about small businesses in Omaha, Nebraska than Mr. Gomez. How long have you been at the Chamber?
The old friend hurt me, but no, I've been at the Chamber 36 years.
36
Yeah, I
years.
started when I was 5.
And we have the Creighton, we have the Creighton students. They've been in the audience, and I don't think any of them are thinking they're going to work anywhere for 36 years.
Now, in chamber work, it always changes.
Yeah.
And news. I respect small business people and people start and come in.
Yes.
So that keeps everything fresh.
Yes.
It never gets old in chamber work, and for Big O Show was nothing, for the first 10 or 15 years that I got at the chamber.
And how many years has it been?
21 years.
21
Started
years.
as an idea in 1990, 8 exhibitors and 80 people.
You know what? We're starting as an idea right here, baby.
And that's how it starts.
That's right.
Tenaska was nothing in 86.
That's right. That's right. Howard Hawks didn't know it.
Exactly.
That's right. So it all starts in the head, right? You have a mental conception, and then
never a bad idea.
and it
It's
manifests.
the execution of the idea.
Yeah, that's right. Very interesting. All right, so back to the Buy the Big O.
Okay, sir.
So it's when now exactly?
Wednesday, October 17th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. CenturyLink, over 300 exhibitors, probably 5,000 people. It's grown from that small little fledgling thing in the 90s as a business showcase.
Yes.
You mentioned about branding. When we put Buy the Big O on it, poof, in the mid-90s.
Yeah.
So it grew
Huge.
and grew and grew. And then we grew out of the old Holiday Inn on 72nd.
That's right, I remember.
And we even sold a bathroom once.
Yeah.
As an exhibit booth.
A couple more statistics
Serious.
about the event.
Yes.
By the way, I'd like to buy an exhibit in the bathroom.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? No. What does an exhibit cost these days?
Around $600.
Okay.
But you're going to see 5,000 people. You're going to have 300 other exhibitors. It's the best one day to meet, greet, new school, old school, hand-to-hand networking,
Yeah,
let alone new gadget stuff as far as iPhone and all that kind of stuff.
Social media is, of course, the number one concept. Everybody's talking about it constantly. But I got to tell you, the Buy the Big O Show is its own category of face-to-face social media. You know what I'm saying?
You've got to be able to start someplace.
Yeah.
And a face-to-face, a handshake, whatever. There's some people that have been trying to get to someone for a week, a month, 6 months, and they see them live, they can't get away.
Who are the seminar leaders and some of the speakers and
Well,
topics?
this year we've changed a lot.
Okay.
We've gone to some more quick kinds of things where the old networking 101 is, we're going to still do that.
Yeah.
We've got a gadget kind of, we're calling it the loading zone. Loading up on information. I'm going to be matching some professional folks that doing purchasing.
Yeah.
With the folks that are there, we're going to be doing some expert kinds of advice, quick half-hour, 40-minute segments.
Nice.
Instead of going upstairs to an hour-long seminar, we're
Yes.
going to be doing quick loading zone idea kind of stuff right
Good.
on the show floor. So we're going to keep the activity right on the show floor.
Action right
you
there.
Bet, you bet. You can't get away. You got to get there.
I'll bet the exhibitors appreciate that.
I
Just,
think-
you know, it's more of a magnet. Let's keep them on the floor,
There's
you know.
a ton of people always, but nobody's getting lost upstairs at the CenturyLink, and it's all right on our show floor.
Who are the companies that are buying the big exhibits, you know, the
Well,
mega
you-
exhibits?
well, you get
Is
some-
it the same old people?
Well, but you get some big business, but you get a smaller person that has a nice fence company. I don't want to get into individual names.
Sure.
But they bought 2 booths and they're trying to show off their product, and they can't do it in a 10 by foot. They want to do 20 foot.
Yes.
So, okay, you have First National Bank and Mutual and all the big boys, but most of our show is for small business.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why it's grown because they want to see each other. And in this day and age of networking and social media and whatever, they want to see each other and do some business. And a change this year, you can actually do some business on the show floor.
Is that right?
There's deals on the show floor. You
Really?
can actually cut some deals. And,
Right out of the booth?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is that? That's
I'm
very
whispering
interesting.
like that.
Okay, now what about employment? There's a lot of people floating around that either don't have a job or would like a better job. Would this be a place to go?
That'll happen. There's some shake hands there. I'm not saying it's the key component.
No.
But it's the kind of thing where if someone is looking at a business, boy, I'd like to work for you.
Yeah.
There's going to be that change of card.
Yeah.
If you don't have a card, get a fake card.
Yeah. You know, in the middle of the recession, let's talk 2008, 9,
Yeah.
10, the trade show industry was kind of imploding.
Yeah.
It was not doing well. How did it work here locally? Was it still stable then, or did it go down a little bit?
Well, it got a little flat 2 years ago, but we've bucked the trend.
Okay.
As Omaha has bucked the trend in reference to
Oh,
our
yeah.
economy that has been stronger than anybody else.
Yes,
So,
yes.
our Big O show is one that is the strongest of many in the whole country. But we've rode that pony, if you will, and now we're growing back again.
Great. Mr. Gomez, are you going to MC this thing? We hear your voice throughout the entire day.
A little bit of that. We've gone away from a prize center where we want to keep anything real snappy. That's where I'm going to do some stuff with Ask the Expert. Kind of. So I'm going to doing
nice.
some MCing, but more in a smaller scale instead of going over the big PA system, which gets a little tedious.
Yeah. Well, nothing you do is ever tedious, Mr. Larry Gomez. How about it for Larry Gomez from the Chamber of Commerce?
Thank you, sir.
Pleasure to have you. Thanks for coming down. Thanks for watching Wild News Weekly today. It's our second show. A lot of great topics, great subjects, a lot of good energy, stuff you can use to enhance the quality of your professional life, meet new people. We'll see you back here on 1111 North 13th Street in October 12th. We do another taping. We'd love to have you join us at that time. Until then, check us out on wildbiztv.com. I'm Lynn Hinderrocker. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.